gentlemen, Seynabou, I'm talking to you from Senegal. I'm really happy to join you today. I'll ask you to excuse a little bit my voice because I have a cold. I've been victim of climate change, I believe. In Oman, in Women in Africa, we have been working for now 6 years in this engagement of the place of women in African economies. This is something that we believe in profoundly, and all the speakers that spoke before me have given studies and figures. I think that the question is not to be justified any longer today. We are convinced of the place of women in African economy, and we also know how much these are engaged in this economy. It is quite funny because the initial poll, I was quite surprised in respect to the answer that was given the most. Women in Africa, we are convinced that women already have a place in this economy. Now, the question that we have to ask ourselves is the return on their investment in respect to their engagement. Is it enough? And that's why in Women in Africa, we think, this is where in Women in Africa, we think there is a lot of work to do to sustain women in order for their action to be more efficient, to have more impact, and their return on engagement or investment is more pertinent. So we are a platform that sustain women for the economical development of our continent. We are an impact company and a foundation. We are convinced that the women are the backbone of Africa. In every country we work in Africa, we see women in business. That is women that we see early in the morning getting out of the house to go to work. We see them in exchange in the markets. Anyway, more than men. This is figures that we receive from the AFPD. They are able to use 80% of their income for their family and their community. So they are really the engines of their community, and tackling this question of equality and company development, we could save more than $85 billion, because that's what inequality costs in Africa. Basically, 6% of the country's GDP. So how do we work? We are a foundation covering the 54 countries in Africa, and we work with different jobs. We say that giving the necessary resources to women and the resources that they need, that they are pertinent to them, because in the past maybe we made the error of doing you top down, and we understood today that we need to listen to the women in order to propose something that is pertinent to them. Most of the speakers that spoke before me talked a lot about upskilling, skilling, or training. The main job that we have, our métier, is the training in digital, because COVID showed us that we needed to adapt and to evolve and continue to go forward. So training is one of the pillars of our activity. And afterwards, what we do is a lot of communication. Communication is part of our DNA, because we are convinced that giving more visibility to these women, to these success stories, to these role models, we will continue to inspire further generations, because we have a population which is quite young today, and it's composed by more than 50% of women. So we need to continue to inspire these women, to let them understand that they are able, that they can occupy high position. And we, in order to do that, we show them the pioneer, those who would before them break the glass ceiling. And we do that through communication. We create a lot of digital events, debate, exchange, sharing, creating content in order to bring forward this reflection on the place of women in our African economy. And also we do networking. We try to create bridges in between women with different origins, different kind of skills, different roles and responsibility, not only in Africa, throughout the world, because we believe that this gender question exists everywhere, is widespread across the board, is not only an African question. But anyway, there is a global notion and global subject for it, global topic. Women in Africa develops a number of different programs. I will not tell all of them to you because we have several, but maybe 2 or 3 where we do this supporting action. The first one is the banner program, which is the 54 program, because we support 1 woman for each country in the continent. So supporting 54 women each year. And for us, this is a way to create a network of 54 African women each year, entrepreneur with projects and high potential companies. And we create a network in order for them to talk about their opinion, and also to be able to do some networking and working together. And we also support them with some mentoring and training. Mentoring is more and more important in women in Africa, because we realize that women, beyond their hard skills, they need to be supported to develop soft skills. And mentoring has this advantage of giving hard and soft skills at the same time, creating couple of entrepreneurs that have common interests or common needs in respect to a strategy that they have that is similar. So we launched last year with our 54 network this ambitious program, which is the one to mentor not 54 women as we do each year, but 540 women in Africa. So in average, 10 women by country. And the task that we've given to each couple is to work on how they can present the company and present them to financiers and investors. So why did we start this process? Because everybody asks us that, because it's quite an ambitious project, even though we are right to do it, is because throughout the years in Women in Africa, in the program that we launched 5 years ago, we received more than 10,000 demands. And by assessing these demands, we realize there's an important problem, because we talked a lot about access to investment, and we do not understand how and why women only had access to 6% of the investment that are proposed by financiers in Africa. So we set to ourselves, for our first important mentoring program, we would like these 540 people to have the tools and the possibility to present their business to business angels or investors. We are working in this first cohort of mentoring, and at the end, we will shortlist those who have done the best work and have the highest potential of obtaining funding, and we will organize some pitch days and give them the opportunity to pitch their projects and possibly have some funding. So I just wanted to spotlight this program, but we have a lot of other programs. We teach women coding. We would like to inspire these women to go towards sectors and areas that are normally not thought to be for women. We also work on research with the Cabinet Lamberger, allowing us to publish data on the question of economical development through women on the continent. We also work on hubs and so on and so forth. But on this program, on this support to investment, we are the one on which we focus the most. We put the most of our energy. And I'd like to finish by saying that we launched an extremely ambitious program this year with the Coca-Cola Foundation, allowing us to support 7,000 women in Kenya, Nigeria, Ivory Coast. And so we did a considerable amount of work this last 5 years, and we start today to be able to amplify and to extend our work with important partners, giving us the means to support more and more women each year. And 5 years later, 5 years after we start to have quite a number of success stories. For instance, think about in Madagascar, we have this company, Pure Valea, employing 82% of women. They working on vanilla and are one of the leaders of the vanilla sector in Madagascar, and they pay 50% more their employees in respect to the rest of the sector of the market. And so you see the multiplying effect sustaining a project like this can have. They will in their turn support every other women in inclusive projects, and they will multiply this success throughout women and throughout the different communities. We also have companies that have quite a nice trajectories. We have companies like Black Mamba in Swaziland, Patria in Senegal, being able to having access to funding. And also we have company working on fundamental topics like public health, like Viviane in Nigeria, working against fake drugs, and they had a growth of 1,200% in between 2017 and today. I will not cite them all, but that was just to show you that these success stories multiply, and we use them as a multiplying factor to increase the impact of women and to balance women engagement and outcome.